Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to call this meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To our what?
I pledge allegiance. Today, Sandra is on vacation. She won't be with us today, and Mary Jo has fallen ill. She's at home resting, so you're just stuck with the three of us today. I'd like to start out with a couple of announcements, if I may. The board last month interviewed and has appointed the following people to the new Procurement Advisory Committee: Michael Scott, John Treckler, Ken Johnson, John Swin, Dave Thompson, and Wanda Garcia. Welcome aboard and welcome to volunteerism. We appreciate you all coming on board to help us. I'd like to also announce on February 11th at 4 p.m. in this room, the Board of Directors will be having a town hall meeting. At that time, the topic will be private country club memberships, the evolution of 55-year-old communities, and we would like you to please attend to give us your input after we give you the information that we've learned in other communities. February 11th at 4 p.m. in this room, from 4 p.m. to 5:30 p.m. on the 11th of February. It's a Wednesday. At this time, we will do homeowner comments, and I want to start with Ms.
Executive session. Oh, sorry. Yes, sir. My apologies.
Disregard Chris's comments on that. We'll strike that from the record. It's a 15-yard penalty. False start. Number one, back to comments. Elizabeth, I apologize if I mispronounce your last name. Berkmont? Beaumont? I'm sorry, Liz.
That's all right. Nobody gets it right. And I do apologize.
That was a good thing.
I'll have to manually do the clock. Something's wrong with our clock right now.
Okay.
So I would give you the time when it's 3 minutes when you start talking.
Sure. So I'm Elizabeth Bomack. We've been here 4 years now, and I know a number of people here in the audience. And then I want to say I appreciate the fact that you all took on a huge job when you ran for the board. Most of you ran on transparency. I think not everybody, but from what I heard, most people ran on transparency. And you were fairly transparent about the real estate office operations that was proposed, and I appreciate that. One of the things that I'm hearing as a rumor, but have not heard from the board directly, is about a possible replacement for First Service Residential and bringing in a new management to replace them. And if that's true, why are we not hearing about it from the board? I think that the homeowners here elected you to make decisions for the community, which is the right and proper thing to do. But when there's something as big as a change in vendor that may have a material impact on our finances, including an increase in our HOA dues, we have the right to have that information and be part of the process along the way. So what I'm asking is that the board prioritize your problems. Right now, I don't see First Service as the priority problem. I do see food and beverage as a priority problem. There's a consistent lack of quality, management, and a number of other things. I'm sure if you have a chance to read the input from the kiosk, you've probably seen some things that need to be fixed that aren't being addressed. We need a single management company, in my opinion. Having this split has not been healthy for the HOA. It has led to operations not working as they should in both places, and I think that's what you're trying to address to a certain degree, but I would appreciate more information from the board around that. And be clear with us and have meetings so that we understand what's happening within our community. So we'd like to know if you are considering replacing First Service, What have you done to remediate any insufficiencies or deficiencies they have? And how did it not get adequately addressed in your mind that would lead to a replacement of the vendor? So thank you for your attention.
Elizabeth? Elizabeth, can you stay at the podium for just a second? I'd like to address your concerns.
Okay.
The board has worked since August? Since mid-August last year. And we sent an RFP out, everybody knows that, to other companies to see what they have to offer. And through very, very long, rigorous hours from some of the board members going through those proposals and interviews and conducting walkthroughs on the property with these other companies, it's the official position of the board of directors at this time that we have decided to wait until our other two board members are back from being ill and on vacation, and next month we will give you an answer as to how we wish to move forward. At this time, we're not moving forward at all with only 3 board members at the table today. But that is our direction, and that's the flow we're going to go moving forward.
Okay, thank you.
I hope that helps a little bit.
It helps, but I would politely disagree with everybody knew about the RFP. I didn't. Where was that put out? That was not in a district delegate newsletter. That wasn't anywhere that I saw.
Elizabeth, we had a town hall.
We had a town hall. It was in the master board monthly announcement, and that was back in August. So
Yep.
it's been a while.
So I work full-time. I can't always come to these things.
I
I had to
understand.
blow a PTO day to come here today.
I understand.
So, but I would assume that for something this major, that we would have had communications along the way since August, and I've not seen that. So are you saying that there has been additional communication since that notice of RFP back in August?
We did have a town hall, yes.
Just the one?
Yes, just one so far.
Okay, so then part of my concern then I would like the board to consider addressing along the way for not only this matter, but future matters that have a material impact on us, please.
Absolutely.
Right.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Mr. Ken Johnson. Bob, I don't know where he lives, but I know he's a resident here. Go ahead, Ken.
Master Board, FSR, CCL residents in attendance, and I'm glad to see several here today, and those watching on Channel 97, Ken Johnson, Birdie Drive. I'd like to provide some what I consider constructive feedback on how maybe to improve our Sun Lakes community. When we drove in at the beginning of Sun Lakes for the first time, through the main entrance, my aunt and uncle told us that we would be entering a little piece of heaven. And I'll tell you, it was. Today I cannot comfortably say that is that way anymore, which is kind of saddened to me. The last person that talked about not knowing about the RFP and stuff, they probably, communications were in the lifestyles. It should have been in your district delegate and the board, and that's thing that I think needs to be improved upon because there's quite a few people that work and cannot attend these sessions, and we used to have them at night. That's the way that I would tend by getting off a little bit earlier. So you remember the proverb that the grass is not always greener on the other side? I believe we are on the other side, and we should be focusing on how to get back to a heavenly environment through the establishment of key business processes and a better understanding what I feel is needed of appropriate governance. Maybe the Ambassador Board should have standards and a quarterly report cards to ensure that they meet Sun Lake community expectations. Really poor performance compliance could mean that a board member should resign from the board for non-compliance. To put it simply, I think it's time for the Master Board and District Delegate Assembly to really establish a powerful resident survey tool to capture residents' feedback for our Master Board and our management companies. It's not too hard, but it takes some dollars. You need to do surveys. When you get down to phone calls, you can, next 5 questions. So I really think we ought to step to the plate to get good communications as opposed to just hearing from Ken Johnson, Birdie Drive. With that, I'd like to finally say it's a good time to sit back, and I did it myself. It's a new year, new starting to looking at things, that we should come up with a solid business plan with specific top 5 goals to be achieved in 2026, and it should be developed very soon. With that, I appreciate your time and effort of listening to my comments. Thank you.
Ken, please don't leave the podium. I've got a comment.
Yeah.
Today in executive session, I'm just smiling because we approved to go forward with a strategic plan and all the things that you're talking about, we
Hallelujah.
actually approved today. So
Hallelujah.
please, I just wanted to share that with the community that that's the direction we are going. So
Great.
thank you for your comment.
Great, thank you.
Michelle Walter?
Good afternoon, Board. Residents, Michelle Walter with Community Awareness. I just want to let everybody know that this coming Tuesday at 1 o'clock here in the ballroom, we're having our program, and it's going to be fraud and scams. The DA's office is going to be in. We have had so many calls and people concerned about all the new scams that are coming out, and let me tell you, there's like 20 coming out every single day. So I just wanted to let everybody know that we are having our meeting, and it will be from 1 to 3 in the May Ballroom next Tuesday. The DA's office is going to be here, and so is Altura Credit Union. It's going to be their security operations that's going to come in and talk about what scams are going on in their bank. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Reports, Executive General Manager. Are you putting yourself on the timer?
Self-control, ladies and gentlemen, self-control. Okay, welcome everyone. Happy 2026. I'm going to give you an update on executive session actions that have occurred for the following meetings: December 4th, December 10th, December 17th, December 30th, January 6th, January 8th, January 14th, January 21st, and finally today, January 28th. At which time litigation, member discipline, formation of contracts, and personnel matters were discussed. For member matters, the board approved the House account receivable as well as the assessment account receivable reports for the periods of October 31st, November 30th, and December 31st, 2025. The board approved delinquency reports during that time. The board reviewed several requests for fee waivers. The board reviewed several member appeals. The board reviewed several requests for a payment plan. The board reviewed a few letters from members. On legal, the board reviewed and approved the executive session minutes for December 4th, 10th, 17th, 30th, 6th, 8th, 14th, and January 21st. The board received several updates from legal. The board voted to write off uncollectible accounts. The board reviewed requests to hold foreclosures. The board approved to send the following to collection attorney to begin foreclosure process on APN 440-040-018, 440-020-013, 419-330-059, 440-340-027, 419-380-028, and 419-416. The board approved the following accounts at the collection attorney to begin the foreclosure on lien and notice of default on the following APN numbers: 419-410-13, 419-410-024, 440-082-031, thank you, Adnan, 440-061-041, 440-370-061, 440-111-023, and 419-292-057. Not good to turn down the lights during a foreclosure discussion, but okay. Oof. Formation of contracts. The board received updates from the management company on several items and discussed progress on a number of projects. The board met with Carla Chung. She represents FFI to discuss investments. The board met with CCL and received updates on food and beverage operations. The board met with representatives from Brown & Brown Insurance and received updates. The board received and filed the project activity reports. The board received and filed investment activity reports. The board reviewed the quarterly turnover report. The board approved working with management starting in February to create a strategic plan. The board reviewed and approved the narrative and analytic reports from Securitas. Both of those reports will be posted online. The board approved Go Access to integrate a new guest access system to replace Dwelling Live. The board approved the project to renovate the women's locker room / restroom in the main clubhouse. The contract was awarded to American Eagle in the amount of $69,382, funded from repair and replacement. The board approved the project to install an automatic accordion door in the sandwich. The contract was awarded to Easy Automated in the amount of $20,926, funded from the repair and replacement fund. The board approved the project to install an accessibility compliant pool lift in the South Clubhouse pool. The contract was awarded to Revival Commercial Pools in the amount of $8,825, funded from the repair and replacement fund. The board approved the project to install a pedestrian gate at Gate 2. The contract was awarded to JL Fence in the amount of $6,775 from the Capital Improvement Fund. The board approved the project and to purchase an automated robotic grass cutter ball retriever system for the driving range. The contract was awarded to Echo in the amount of $99,329, funded from Repair and Replacement Fund. The board approved the project to replace the fountain and light kit on the championship course hole number 17 in the amount of $12,886, funded from the Repair and Replacement Fund. The board approved, take that call. The board approved and the agreement with AEC to develop and administer the RFP for the 2026 road project in the amount of $12,910, funded from the Repair and Replacement Fund. The board approved an annual agreement for the Community Patrol Services with Securitas through December 31st, 2026. And finally, the board approved initiating a new Twilight annual golf membership. More on that will be on Channel 97 with David. That completes the update from a lot of executive session meetings.
Thank you, Chris. I received a phone call from Securitas. They will not be presenting today. They had some technical difficulties with their report. Sub-associations.
Mr. President, might we go back to the general manager so I can give my great report?
Oh my gosh. Okay, you're on the timer. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Okay. First, I'd like to formally welcome everyone 2026 to a brand new year. I'd like everyone to welcome Chelsea. She is stepping in as the executive assistant. She will be also the clerk of the board.
Welcome, Chelsea.
Yes, Chelsea. We are also in this process, as we have lost some team members, restructuring what I call member services. Those are the staff members that are in the front to help you with RFID stickers, issues with ClickPay, et cetera. And I wanted to remind the community that the admin office is open 8 to 5. We no longer close for lunch, so there's always somebody there, so you can come during your lunch hour. I know somebody got up to talk about that they work. If they have an opportunity during lunch to call between 12 and 1, on their lunch break, somebody is in the office, and so that is good news. We're also recruiting for an AGM. I know several people have asked. I've given my committee updates during the committee. That has been a little difficult as those staff interviewees question what's happening with the management company. I believe as soon as the board has that resolution that we should be able to move forward with hiring an AGM. Some of the projects that we have completed, the front door at the main clubhouse, I hope you like that. And for those people that are selling candy or tickets, you should be warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer. As I stated in the executive session, the women's locker room and bathroom at the end here in the main clubhouse will be completed February 9th. The accordion door at the sandwich is on order and should be completed sometime in February. The road work was completed in December. That was the 2025 road work. The vendor will be returning to address the street lines and a seal coat in late March to early May, depending on the weather. They have to apply that during warm months, but the project fixing a lot of the items in the sub-associations especially were completed. And again, the board is working, and we're excited on a strategic plan in February. One of the big projects that I've been working on for a while was Go Access. I mentioned that the board approved it. This is it's a step forward with technology. It is the opportunity to move away from RFID stickers on your vehicle and move to a license plate reader technology. So you come to the resident gate, the camera will see your license plate, know it is Joe Ganino, and will open the gate. And so this is a step forward. It is also a cloud-based system that you can utilize your phone. If you don't like the app, you call in. the system recognizes your number and will help you add somebody to your guest list. You can put up a guest path. You can put a guest in that I'm going to have Chelsea visiting here. I can then text a QR code to Chelsea. Chelsea would go to the main gate, show the guard that, they would get a pass. So we're starting to move into the 21st century with some of this technology. Also, there's an opportunity to use, yes, it's about time for any of you who have struggled with appointments to getting an RFID sticker or the failure of the RFID sticker after you've waxed your vehicle or whatever. That will address that issue. Also addressing, hopefully making it easier for you to put in your guests into the system. Also automates the system to know when you've reached your limit on passes. That's a system right now that somebody has to physically count how many passes you have and then alert you that you've reached your maximum. And lastly, there is a vendor management piece to it, so that if a vendor wishes to enroll in this and they would like access to all the gates in the community, they would pay a fee. We would track their driver's license, their insurance, so we know who's coming in. So this is a great step forward on that. It doesn't take away. I know there's going to be many members that say, I don't want my housekeeper to have to pay for that. That person can still be logged in as your personal guest, but this is a move forward to something that the community has wanted for a while, and we are moving forward with that. Another staff hire that I forgot to mention is Hassani. She is here in the audience. Hassani there. She's our new on-site CPA controller. So this will help take some of the financial duties that I've been working with and move them over to Hassani. So we're excited to have her on, and she is funded her first year here on site by First Service. The association doesn't pay for her salary. So that's a big plus. A couple of things. It is age survey time again. It's already that time. Last time we did it is 2024. We're going to be getting ahead of it. I'll be talking to the delegates tomorrow. As a reminder, the delegate meeting moves to the fourth Thursday of the month after the board meeting. So we will be holding it here tomorrow at 2. But the age survey will be rolling out. You'll be getting some more information on that. It is election time, not only for the sub-associations who I've been meeting with, but here for the master board and the delegate assembly. And there was an email, and I do apologize for the misspelling on one name. But for the master, the schedule for the master election is on the website. You can go to the website and see when the meet the candidates, when the ballots are going to be mailed out. On the slate for the election, we have 8 candidates running for the board. They are Carly Beeks, Joe Ganino, Howard Katz, Mary Jo McElwain, Jeffrey Ranieri, Ron Smith, Linda Spalding, and Carol Tasco. And we do have a list of members that are running for delegate assembly positions and alternates, and we'll be giving that update to the delegates tomorrow. Lastly, for communication, please stay tuned for Channel 97 and our websites, as we'll be resuming the admin updates and Coffee with the GM. And in the near future, as I've talked with Anita Lawrence, and I'd like to thank her personally again for her help with Coffee with the GM, we will be moving those to live events again, where there will actually be coffee and cookies. So that's coming forward. At least get excited about the coffee and cookies, ladies and gentlemen. But with that, I think I've exceeded my 3 minutes, Mr. President. We're ready to move forward.
Okay. Sub-associations. Do I have a sub-association that would like to speak? Okay. District delegates.
No report.
City of Banning.
No report.
Chris, you want to talk about the treasurer's report?
Okay, so the treasurer's report, I do apologize, and we hope Mary Jo out there on TV, it gets better soon. Unfortunately, she has been ill. She wasn't able to attend our sub-association meeting, and she was not able to attend today's meeting. Therefore, she's unable to give the treasurer's report. With that said, next month, you will get a treasurer's report for the period ending in December as well as January. So we wish her a speedy recovery, and she will be giving that report at next open session. And then that will be placed online so you can see it, because I know many members have asked for that.
CCL, Food and Beverage Report.
That'll work. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, members, FSR board. First of all, I just want to thank you for the holiday season. I know we had a really good, successful holiday season with all your events. Very busy December for us, so thank you for your support. Hopefully you had a successful event. And first of all, we're not going to go over some of the stuff that's going on for the month of February, since we're going to be already going into February. One of them is we're going to be doing the Super Bowl event. Obviously, it's going to be first come, first serve. There is no assigned seating, so basically it's open seating. We will have the lounge available as well as the sandwich. So that way there will be food specials, beverage specials, and then we'll have some other activities throughout the game, hopefully. And then basically that's the activities that we'll be having for Super Bowl. So please come and join us for that event. And then for Valentine's Day, we have a special menu going on for Valentine's Day. It's a four-course menu that you can take advantage of. It will come with an appetizer, a salad, a choice of main course, and as well as a dessert based on the actual entree. Then that's how you will get billed on. Addition to that, we have all month, we will be having the fish and chips special. So we fried catfish, hush puppies accompanied with coleslaw, and that's pretty much that as far as that goes. One of the changes, and hopefully you have had a chance to see, for us has been Caitlin Michael. She actually had took over for, thank you, Letty, sorry, I didn't mean to forget her. She called me actually, believe it or not. But she's doing great, Letty's doing great, and but Caitlin actually is doing phenomenal with what she's doing, the role that she's doing, super responsive. And so if you haven't had a chance to meet with her in regards to any catering event needs, please do so, or you can actually call me myself. Other than that, just look for the delegate information that's coming up soon, as well as the website, that continuously gets updated on a weekly basis, as well as the Lifestyle magazine for any updates as far as CCL and what's going on within the department itself.
Javier, I have one question.
Yes, sir.
Is there any kind of coupon coming up in the magazine or
There is a
Super
coupon
Bowl?
for $15, first, not $15, 15% off of food and beverage. So if you do utilize the coupon, you can actually maximize that when you come in for the Super Bowl event and just present the coupon, and you'll be able to get 15% off of your total food bill.
Thank you. And last question is, do you know who's going to win the Super Bowl?
Oh my God, don't ask me that question. Yeah. Seahawks safe? Okay, Seahawks, I guess we will say Seahawks. I don't know. I mean, like Raiders, but I guess not. That's not.
Okay, let's move on. Bingo Advisory Committee. Bingo? Anyone? Common areas. Doug?
Good afternoon. Happy 2026. I almost saw Jason today. Almost. I was going to go down and see him, and my wife took sick, so we didn't go down. So we'll make arrangements, and I will report back when I hear and see the place that he's currently at. Not a lot going on in the common area. We continue to monitor the clubhouses. It was a tough time to monitor clubhouses in December because this place was packed every night. So it did not, recovery time sometimes is difficult because you got a party at noon, you got a party at 4, and people stay till 6 or 8 or 10. So it's been tough. The one thing I'd like to comment about was the fact that we've had a lot of, I know this surprises all of you, but we have had a lot of wind in Sun Lakes and in Banning. But I'd like to compliment artistic maintenance because, yes, it looks like hell right afterwards, but quickly thereafter, they have picked up and cleaned up. It's just amazing. All of a sudden, there's no leaves. Where'd all the leaves go? They were here yesterday, and all of a sudden they're not there. So good job, and spring is almost right around the corner, so things are going to start growing. So when they start growing, realize we try to react, but we don't always react as fast as you'd like. If there's a weed and you see it, you could probably just take care of it yourself. But if you can't, call Chris and he'll take care of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. EPAP. I believe EPAP is here, and they have a special presentation today.
Good afternoon, fellow residents. Master Board, and FSR. At this time, we'd like to call Dick Spalding, Dick Heitman, and Joanne Eward up to stand with us. Okay. The Sun Lakes EPAP team is excited and honored to recognize 3 important and influential individuals that helped shape the emergency preparedness program here at Sun Lakes. The original founder of Sun Lakes EPAP was Bob Ewart. Bob and his wife Joanne moved to Sun Lakes Country Club in November of 1989. Bob was a retired LA Fire Division chief. He was passionate about safety of his community. He served on the Sun Lakes Country Club Master Board and Safety Committee and reconstructed the past communication program. In 1995, Bob and a few others found what is now known as EPAP. Bob wrote a book on emergency preparedness, which is still used today. Bob passed away on July 19th, 2017, but his legacy is still alive today with the current EPAP program. Another founder of EPAP is Richard Dick Heitman. Dick and his wife Duchess moved to Sun Lakes in 1990. In 1999, Dick started working with Bob Ewart, who also had a lot of radio experience. Dick and Bob worked together in setting up the PASS and Sun Lakes Incident Command Center. Soon Dick took the lead and as the Sun Lakes EPAP Communications Unit. In March of 2024, Dick stepped down as the comms unit director, but not from working with EPAP. He remains an important part of the team. Richard Dick Spalding, sorry Dick, joined the EPAP team in 2004. But for many years prior to this, Dick was very involved in ham radio communications. He achieved his ham license in 1960 while at Occidental College. In 2004, Dick moved to Sun Lakes Country Club, joined the Sparks, which is the San Gorgonio Amateur Radio Club, where he met Mike Cartman, who introduced him to Bob Ewart. Dick is the vital bridge between EPAP founders and the current EPAP. Dick is currently working on building a new radio system for the entire Sun Lakes. Today, our EPAP team is privileged to be of such an amazing organization. We have been taught by the best. The past information is just as important today, and we are still using much of what Bob Ewart established so many years ago. We are proud to present a memorial brick to Bob Ewart, Richard Heitman, and Dick Spalding, and I believe the brick is here. Thank you for all that you have done and all that you will continue to do for us.
Anybody knows how to get a hold of her?
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, ladies. Finance Advisory Committee. Golf Advisory Committee. Mike?
Good afternoon. I'm Mike Callahan, Chairman of the Golf Advisory Committee. The sand trap renovation is underway on the back 9 fairway bunkers on the championship course. The contractor started work last week and is already putting in the liner on number 10. This renovation includes replacing drains, installing a liner, and shaping the bunkers to improve and update their appearance. The use of a liner provides a barrier between the sand and soil to improve water drainage, reduce weed growth, and increase the expected lifespan of the sand traps. Once finished, this will complete the sand trap renovation of the championship course. While this work is in progress, the tees will be moved up to the center of the fairway to protect the workers. Evacuation work is planned for 3 holes at a time. Once completed, the area around the bunker will be resodded, and the entire sand trap area is to be played as ground under repair for 2 to 3 weeks to allow the new turf to root. To complete this report, it's important to mention the new Sun Lakes Country Club clock. Those unaware or haven't had time to check it out, the clock is located outside the sand wedge in the practice green area. The idea of putting in a clock was a proposal discussed several years ago by the GAC without ever gaining any traction. Thanks to Joe Ganino, who came up with this idea of a clock and memorial brick project and saw it through to completion. Again, on behalf of the GAC and residents, thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Mike. Library Advisory Committee. Lifestyles Advisory Committee. Marketing.
You know I'm always here. Michelle Walter, Market Advisory Committee. The Marketing Advisory Committee has been busy getting ads and our billboard finalized. We have designed a trifold advertising brochure which is being distributed to real estate agents, plus our committee is emailing agents and brokers who have listed or sold here in the past. If you haven't seen it, we have a billboard on 10 Freeway going west between Sunset Boulevard and Highland Springs. Hopefully everyone has seen that billboard and it's really, really pretty. Unfortunately, I noticed the other night coming back from Palm Springs that it's not lit. So Jean Dobson is here. Oh, there you are, Jean. Maybe we can have some light put on there? Maybe? I don't know if it costs more. We are advertising in the Inland Empire magazine 2026 of the Best Inland Empire edition. They have over 155,000 readers. They are celebrating 50 years of being in the Inland Empire's premier lifestyle, entertainment, and business resource. Inland Empire magazine has distinguished itself as a premier publication in one of the most nation's fastest growing markets. We are also advertising in the Inland Empire Hotel Book. This hotel book is placed in over 4,000 upscale rooms across our region. Real estate stats for 2025, 185 properties closed in 2025. 164 homes, prices from $275,000 to $600,000. 21 condos, prices from $255,000 to $369,900. So if you take our old monthly for 6 months, it came out to $2,310 times 185 was $427,350 if they were all new home buyers. So I think that puts some more money in our budget. I know, Gary, you're not but I always like to look at you because January stats active or coming soon are 63, 17 condos, prices from $269,000 to $365,000. 46 homes, prices from $309,000 to $529,000. In escrow right now, we have 24, 2 condos, $259,000 to $375,000. 22 homes, prices from $340,000 to $525,000. Closed escrows were 12, 9 homes so far this month. 9 homes, prices from $335,000 to $500,000. 3 condos, prices from $274,000 to $320,000. So if you take our new assessment, our new fees, HOA, it's $2,460 times 12 would be $29,544 that's going into our replenishment fund. Thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. Master Architect Committee. Recreation Advisory Committee. RV Storage.
Looks like I'm one of the few here. Anyway, I'm Dave Puckett, current member of the RV Lot Committee. Last week, we had our monthly committee meeting and discussed a variety of topics in the lot. We had an update from Michael Romero. He came in and gave us a update, which was very informative. Also, Joe Gagano gave us a community update, which was very informative also. We reviewed a request from a resident to put an empty flatbed trailer in the lot. We reviewed that. We also reviewed an unauthorized vehicle in the lot. We currently have 7 available spots in the RV lot, no pull-throughs, various sizes, but no pull-throughs. We currently have 8 leases that have not been paid for 2026. Letters have been sent and fines issued. We voted in new officers for the RV lot for the coming year, and they are Chair Richard Fetterman, Vice Chair Bob Shive, and Secretary Jim Ball, all with the board approval. And that's all I have to report.
Thank you. Restaurant and Lounge Advisory Committee. Safety Advisory Committee.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Michael Voles. I'm chairman of the Safety Advisory Committee. Hello, Master Board, management, and residents. The Safety Advisory Committee, Securitas, management, and the Master Board, we all work together to make Sun Lakes as safe a community as possible. As I'm sure you understand, safety is an ongoing challenge, and we all respond to incidents as quickly as possible. Recently, several related incidents were reported within the community in the RV lot. Securitas has increased patrol of the RV lot, and the Master Board has approved additional surveillance cameras to enhance security there. While these measures enhance security, theft prevention remains a shared responsibility. Residents are encouraged to remove valuables from their RVs, secure all doors and storage compartments, and utilize visible deterrents such as steering wheel or hitch locks. Also, regularly checking on stored vehicles and promptly reporting any suspicious activity to security remains essential in preventing further incursions. In addition, and this gets to what Michelle brought up as to her community awareness program this coming Tuesday, there has been an increase in reports involving scam attempts, including phone calls requesting money or personal information, as well as individuals going door to door soliciting funds or offering services. Sun Lakes does have a no solicitation policy, but there are reports of people soliciting residents after being legitimately called into the community to perform work elsewhere. Please be aware that legitimate companies will never pressure residents for immediate payment or personal information. Please stay informed, cautious, and vigilant to avoid any possible scams. And I encourage everybody to attend the community awareness meeting this coming Tuesday. It'll be very informative. Traffic safety is an ongoing concern here in Sun Lakes. We know there are speeders and stop sign runners out there. Unfortunately, a few make it difficult for those of us who follow the rules. If you observe traffic violators, please try to get their license plate number or vehicle description and report it to security as soon as you can. Securitas will have a conversation with them, and if they are repeat offenders, they will be invited to a Safety Advisory Committee hearing. And as I always end up my little talks here, please remember, keep your dogs on a leash, keep your garage doors closed, obey traffic signs, and drive defensively. And if you see something, say something. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mark, for that popcorn cleanup. Thank you.
Chris, the consent agenda?
I'm sorry. None threw me off there, sorry, Mr. President.
Was he talking about the popcorn again?
On the consent agenda for the board to approve, the following items are listed. Approval of the open session meeting minutes for November 19th, 2025. A resolution to record lien on accounts, and I'll read those accounts after I finish this. The consent agenda also includes approval of receive and filing the financial packets for the month ending November and the month ending December. As a note, those financial statements for December are before the audit. And so once the audit is completed, there'll be a new set of updated financials. But this is the receive and file for the November and December financials. We also have on the consent agenda resignations from the Delegate Assembly. The following members are Tammy Alexander from District 16 alternate position. And we have resignations from the following committee members. Management was notified the following members: EPAP Executive Committee member Brian O'Grady. I'm sorry. No, okay, not bingo. Those are appointment. Okay, got it. Finance Advisory Committee member Maggie Bartels, and the Marketing Advisory Committee member B. Marcato. And I was just informed by the clerk of the board that the items 2 and 3 of Jamie Taylor and Terry Fager are not resignations, so please do not include those on the final approval. Now, for accounts that are listed for recordation of liens, the following account numbers: 1021-03, 1467-02, 1703-02, 1875-01, 2668-01, 3179-01. That, Mr. President, concludes the items that are on the consent agenda for the board to approve, with the exception of those 2 names with bingo advisory.
May I get a motion to approve the consent agenda minus the Jamie Taylor and Terry Fegan?
I make a motion, we approve the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect. Moving on, now we will roll into association business. The first item for board action are appointments to Delegate Assembly. There are 2 members. District 9 Delegate Mimi Stapleton with the term of January 1st, 2026 to April 9th, and District 16 Delegate Tammy Alexander of term January 1st to April 9th. That is on the table for the board to approve or deny those appointments.
We have a motion, please, to approve these.
I make a motion, we appoint Mimi Stapleton as district delegate for District 9 and Tammy Alexander for District 16.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Perfect, thank you. Next action item are appointments for committee members. We have several of those. First, for the Safety Advisory Committee, we have received a request from that committee chair, Mike Voles, to appoint Don Foster beginning January 1st, 2026, and to conclude December 31st, 2027. We also have 2 members requested by Marcia Midget, chairperson of the Restaurant and Lounge Advisory Committee, to appoint Ernest Cotton and Linda Spalding for terms beginning January 1st, 2026, and concluding December 31st, 2027. That is an action item to approve or deny.
You have a motion, please, to approve?
I make a motion that we approve the committee members of Don Foster for the Safety Advisory Committee, Ernest Cotton, and Linda Spalding for the Restaurant and Lounge Advisory Committee.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next, we have a request, thank you, Board, for request for item C, committee request RV Advisory Committee. As a reminder, this had come back to the board earlier in August of 2025. The board tabled it. The committee is requesting that the board readdress this. This relates to rules and regulations 5.09, recreation vehicle storage area rules and regulations, specifically item 14. And I will read that. The committee is asking that that item be removed from, or proceed with the 28-day reading to remove this rule from the rules and regulation. That rule states use of the wash rack and or dump station is limited to 2 hours. After 2 hours, any additional cleanup shall be done at the lessee's space or home. Vendors, contractors, maintenance, and repair personnel are restricted to access from 7:30 a.m. to 6 p.m., Monday through Saturday, and must be accompanied by the lessee granting access to all at all times. Any SLCC resident who is not currently an RVSA lessee and who wishes to use the wash rack and/or dump facilities may do so by contacting the Operations Department in the SLCC Administration Office. Washing, detailing, and waxing may not occur in the RV spot. The committee has requested that that item, that rule section, be removed. And before the board takes action, we have a sponsor from the committee. If I could have them come up, Mr. Puckett? Come up from the RV committee to give an update from the committee's standpoint why this needs to be done, and then we can proceed with board action.
Okay. We asked the board to remove that section of residents accessing the lot to wash their cars. And it's strictly a security issue that we're looking at, and that's what we feel is necessary. The rule states that if you want to wash it, you have to contact administration, and that stops there. There's no procedure what happens then. I mean, do they just open the gate for the person to come in? Because our rules state that any contractor, if he's a resident or a non-resident, has to be with the lessee at all times. So, I mean, so somebody comes into the wash rack, they have to be accompanied by somebody at all times. I mean, that's the way we look at it. And who's going to do that? Is security going to go over there while he washes his car and be with him at all times? Or is administration going to do that? So it's definitely, you know, a security issue. And also, I think in the past that when Jason was here, he had stated that nobody's ever asked to do that, to go to the wash rack and wash their car. Well, that's another issue. Well, if it's not being used, why are we having that on the rules? I mean, you know, it's never, you know, it's never being used. So we feel, but the main reason is security. That's what it is. And it's just wide open with not having somebody, you know, stating that somebody go with them, you know, while they're washing the cars like the rest of the people. We have contractors doing that. I'm repeating myself, but that's the important part. You know, it's strictly a security issue.
And I do apologize, board. It's not removing the whole rule as it is just for non-RV storage renters or
Right,
tenants.
right.
It is for the general public, so I apologize. It is the last sentence, last two sentences, last sentence, the second to last sentence, about any resident can come in or any vendor. That is what would be removed.
Right.
With that said, then it's now for the board to take action to approve or deny that request.
Any questions?
No questions. I think I've reviewed this 4 times in the last 6 months. Yes, I do have an RV in there. Can I get a motion to approve this request and this change in section 14?
I'll make a motion that we amend the rule with regard to washing vehicles in the RV lot to restrict it to lessees and not allow a member to that isn't leasing to wash their vehicle in the RV lot.
I'll second that, and I'd like to open it up to comment. If any of the board have any comments? I know we discussed it this morning in executive session. No. Anybody want to comment from the community on this rule change? Okay, I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you, board. Next action item is a club request from the Country Western Dance. The Recreation Department received a request from the Country Western Club to approve their new revised bylaws. They will also begin to have club members sign a member waiver of liability. The bylaws and the waiver of liability are provided for the board to review. That was attached to the agenda. The board can approve or deny the club's request. And is there a representative from the Country Western Club? Awesome, if you can just come up and give the reason why, please. And then demonstrate some moves, please. That's true.
The original bylaws were written in '94, and they were modified in 2003. We have a lot of members currently, and we are dancing in the South Clubhouse. So there's more probability of people bumping into each other and potentially falling. So being proactive, we wanted to lessen the possibility of liability for the club and for the HOA. Waivers are signed in other venues such as Jazzercise and even the use of the gym in the South Clubhouse. And so our waiver is similar to those, so that in case somebody does fall or somebody is injured by somebody falling on them during our club activities, we're hoping that we will not suffer liability.
Okay, thank you so much.
Perfect. Now it's time for the board to approve or deny that
Can I
request.
ask her to stay up there for
Of course.
a second? I just wanted to ask, so you, how did you create the language for the waiver? I'm just curious.
Based it on the Jazzercise waiver.
Okay. I think it is possible through our insurance to get an approved waiver. So, I mean, not disputing, I think the waiver is a great idea, but we might want to make sure the language is appropriate for California law purposes.
And we will be rolling out with that as to all clubs and group. We will be working with Brown & Brown on that. I think in the meantime, the club wanted to move ahead quickly with something on the books as a waiver now, and then we'll have a refined one, for a uniform one for all clubs and groups to utilize. That will be forthcoming. Right now, we don't have that yet.
Ma'am, is the instructor a resident or is this an outside instructor?
Outside.
Chris, do we have insurance on file on that instructor?
I'd have to follow up with Linda. I'm not sure, Linda Vang. And so she's not here right now, but I believe they do have it, but I would need to confirm with Linda.
Okay, thank you. Can you get a motion to approve this?
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the Country Western Dance request to revise their bylaws and have a waiver of liability.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Perfect. Next, for action item with the board, a club request from Bocce Club. The Recreation Department received several requests from the Bocce Club regarding installation of the replacement of 5 player benches on the north end of the bocce courts. And also, the bocce court needs to be rolled and leveled. So what they are requesting is that these items be placed for management to address. If the board approves, they can direct management to begin getting quotes for this item. And it begins the process of basically getting the dollar amounts together and presenting that to the board. So this would be directing management to do that. And I believe we have a representative from Bocce. Perfect.
No, because he can call me, and I'd like to ask you some questions.
Yeah, my name's Dennis Field. I'm the outgoing president of the board of Bocce. I presented these items to Jason in October, so I'm following through with this if you have any questions. On the replacement of the 5 benches on the players' side, We have 3 of those that right now that badly need to be replaced. One of them is a potential safety hazard. It is broke. I'm afraid that if somebody does set on it, they might cut their leg. The other 2 are going to have to be replaced probably within the next 6 months, so that's why we put in for 5 of those. As far as the rolling of the courts, that is something that we usually have done every year, of rolling and leveling the courts. The company that put in the carpet tells me that because of the conditions that they need to upkeep the courts, that we should do this on a yearly basis. We did get approval and have the boards replaced last year, and at that time they weren't rolled, and Jason asked me to put it through at a later time because of the cost and to wait till after the first of the year. So that's what we're requesting now.
Okay, I have a question, if I may,
Sure.
sir. I don't play bocce ball, so.
Okay.
First off, we discussed this in executive session today, and one of the questions we had was, why are we rolling and recarpeting every year? Is there a better, more efficient way for longevity and for safety?
We're not replacing the carpet every year. I believe that's a 10-year program, or 7 to 10 year.
Okay.
I was trying to go back and look at my notes with Jason to see, since I became the president, we had an agreement that the boards would be replaced every 7 years, and the carpet, I believe, our boards replaced 4 years, and the carpet 7 to 10 years. The carpet right now, I don't know the last time, maybe Chris can help me with that.
I'm gonna have to look back, I don't know.
The last time it was replaced, but it is in great condition. I even made an agreement with Jason that the boards didn't last the 4 years. If we could get the boards and maybe go another year or 2 on the carpet because of the expense. As far as the rolling, that is because of the conditions out there of the rain that we have, the wind that blows, the heat and everything that takes a toll on the courts, and they become not level. So when you're bowling,
Is there a better way, though? Do you know if there's a better way to prepare the soil or put DG down or some sort of?
They have I don't know what it's called, the topsoil that they use, but it's a fine sand that they put down on the courts. They'll have a base that they put down, and then they put another base on. Underneath, of course, is the cement. Then they'll have that base. Then they have the top, and then you do have a drainage. So that's a little bit of the issue too, because when it rains, and then if you go out there on the bocce courts, you will notice that usually it could flood, and within a few minutes, then it's going to be off of the courts. They're not going to set directly on the courts, and that's one of the reasons why that you need to have it a level surface.
Yeah. Okay, well,
Not
thank you
only
very
for
much.
playing, we've probably got a lot of bocce players out here, and they'll tell you, a lot of them are frustrated.
Yeah,
It's not like a pool table. It's not perfect.
Yeah, we're just looking to see if there's a better way to do it and a safer way to do it.
Not
for
that I know of.
longevity.
The only thing is, I know you guys probably had a cost that they had given you. I don't know if that's been presented to them or not yet.
No, we're gonna make a motion here to direct management to look into other alternative ways of doing this to maybe be more efficient and safer and better for you guys. So
Okay.
I think that's the route we're gonna go.
Okay.
But we'll get it done for you.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just for clarification, was that motion also to review the costs of the benches?
On the benches, in the motion, I would like to first off retract for a minute here and give a directive to remove the broken bench immediately, so when nobody's injured, and then to get cost to replace all the benches for you.
I mean, we have benches out there that if you want to do that, we have spectator benches that could be put over there for that player for the immediate.
Yeah, I just want to
we
get the
could
broken
other
one
ones
out.
there. Yes.
Yeah.
I've noticed that the benches are in total disrepair. We do inspections monthly basis, and we have pointed this out, that they, 1 or 2 need to be replaced immediately.
Right.
So the fact that we're going to be replacing all 5, I think, is an excellent idea and very safe for our community.
Yeah, because all the spectator benches have been replaced. They're all in good condition. We have got that done. It's just the players' benches, those 5 benches right now.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
Can I get a second on that motion?
I'll second that, and that does include the benches, correct?
Yes.
Yes, that includes management to begin looking at a possible better way for the foundation, everything for the bocce courts. And the request would also be, just to clarify, that we will seek quotes to replace the 5-player benches. We will remove the 2 that are bad for a safety issue, but I'd also want to make sure that the rolling is an option for,
Yes, yes.
for the bocce. So that, do you agree with that in your motion, Joe?
Yes. I
Bob, do you agree with that with your second?
Yes.
Perfect.
All in favor?
Aye.
Are there any member comments? I apologize. Okay. That's it. Next is board member updates. Oops. Oh, I'm sorry. My gosh, I skipped ahead.
Yeah, we have the billiards group.
Sorry, Joe. Getting late in the day. Sun setting. Number F, club requests. We have the last club request and the last action item on the agenda is the billiards group. The Recreation Department has received a request from the Board of Directors of the Billiards Group. They are requesting 3 new sets of billiard balls, 1 for each table. The board can approve or deny the club's request and direct management accordingly. And I do have a representative that will talk to this item from the billiards. Perfect. And I believe he's got some pictures as well if the board would like to see, if you don't know what a billiard ball is.
Do you have my proposal in front of you?
We have it on the computer.
Yes, yes.
Okay. I have some pictures here that show our balls and a close-up of the ball showing the pits in them, and a picture of a new ball, which was taken by a local member at their home. So if I could get these to you.
Sure. Sir, how long do they last?
We've had these for a number of years, a long time.
Okay.
When Jason was here, you can get on the microphone.
There you go. Thank you.
When Jason was here, we got, probably 5 years ago, we got 3 sets of balls that we use strictly for our tournament play. We use them every Wednesday or Thursday for our tournament play. And the existing balls that are used by everyone else every day are really old. And I'm sure the pictures will.
Don't say it on the microphone.
They're well used.
We got this straight face here. We're talking about billiard balls. How much do these cost?
Well, I gave you all a breakdown of you guys.
I'm sorry, I don't have.
That's
So
okay.
the prices range, just to help out, from the Aramith Centennial is $560.
That's correct.
The Aramith Tournament is $438.24.
That's correct.
And the Aramith Super Pro is $338.20, and that's per 1 set, correct?
For 1 set, correct.
Correct. And what was the recommendation from the committee? I believe you wanted the tournament, or am I incorrect?
They're only $100 difference per set to get a better ball. So the tournament would be the one that we recommend.
Better balls, yeah, if they last longer.
Yeah.
Do they make, I'm a layman here, I don't.
Sure.
Do they make logoed balls? I mean, does the company make a high-end ball that we could put our logo on?
No.
No? Okay, I just thought I'd ask.
You can get logos put on pool tables, but you can't do it on balls.
Okay. Any other questions?
The idea ball would be the Centennial, and it lasts longer. It's the best ball that they have.
Okay.
And the pool room gets a tremendous amount of use now. There's about 65 players in the pool group, in addition to the people in the community that use the pool room. So they're getting a lot more use than they used to.
That's great.
And the Centennial is
$560.
$560, yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
You bet, thank you.
Can I get a motion to buy the billiard room the best balls that money can buy?
Yes, I make a motion that we get new, better balls for the billiard group.
I'll second the motion.
And just clarification, at $560 plus tax and maybe shipping.
Correct.
It's going to be roughly about
We
$1,900.
want the best balls.
They're roughly going to be about $1,900.
I'm sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank God. Okay, now it's board member updates.
Oh, boy. We don't have that document in front of us,
What document?
the board member updates. Is that from this morning?
I make that during my comment. Remember, we practiced it.
We kind of did, yeah. Oh, we're going to go to closing comments. Go ahead, Bob.
Thank you. I just wanted to advise that the library committee has requested their budget be increased from $1,000 to $2,000 per year in order to provide and purchase new books for our library, and we approved that earlier in our session. So just let the library committee know that we can now get some more and better books and better balls. We're in good shape. It's election time, and we have eight candidates competing for 3 positions on the board. I recommend that you attend a meet and greet or the pending candidate forum coming up. It's very important that your voting preferences are commensurate with your choices and your values. At this time, it's going to really significantly impact the future of our community. We're making a lot of important decisions. So choose wisely. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bob. Gary?
I would reiterate what Bob said. I mean, go to the meet and greets, listen to what they have to say, the candidates. It's nice that we have a good group running this year. But, you know, understand their positions, understand where they stand on the positions that are important to you. So that's one comment. Then I would just ask the community to be patient with the board, as you can, especially when it comes to revenue or expense items. It's a challenge. I mean, I find it amazing that we have to sit here and listen to how many houses in our community are going into foreclosure. I mean, these houses are not paying their HOA dues, and that trend is increasing, and it's very, if not impossible, for us to have a way to cure these problems. So we're doing some innovative things, but when a house goes in foreclosure, it tends to stay there for months or years where we don't get any payment for anything. So, I mean, it's just one other challenge when it comes to managing our budget. But what I guess I'm asking is, there's only 2 ways for us to keep our HOA low. We either have to raise the HOA, which we did, and for some of us, it was raised more than we liked, but we had to face the reality of costs going up. And they are going up almost every way we look at our expenditures and our budget. So you can see things that, like Michelle talks about, the repair and replacement assessment, and when we had town halls on that, and in the end, the community supported it, and that's been very helpful. So other ideas with regard to ways to raise revenue, we have to look at seriously, and I hope the community will be open-minded when we have town halls and talk about ways that we can raise the revenue in other ways other than just increasing the HOA. We do have people in our community that are on fixed income, and unfortunately, some of those not only are on fixed income, but they've basically borrowed against their house to survive. Those are the typical houses that go into foreclosure in our community. These are reverse mortgages where they're getting an increase in their mortgage every month, and even with that money coming in, they can't pay their HOA dues. So anyway, open-minded. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Next month's open session, we may, and we'll announce it the next week, we may change the date and the time. And the reason for that is Sandra's mother's turning 100 years old on that day. So I think that's a really good reason to consider changing the date so that she can be with her mom to celebrate that special day. And I agree with everything Gary just said. There's only two ways that you sustain HOA fees and try to keep them reasonable through the next 5 to 10 to 15 years. And in my opinion, using technology will increase and actually reduce some of the hard costs, reallocate some of those costs to pay for other things as they go up. And then secondly, we're searching really, really hard on ways to increase revenues outside of HOA fees. We are allowed to a certain percentage, increase revenues by utilizing our property to help offset HOA fees for the future. So we're working on these programs. We're going to start working on some town halls. We announced one today for February 11th at 4 o'clock in this room. And we'll keep bouncing ideas off of everybody, and I think collectively we can come up with some ideas to sustain a long lower rate mentality moving forward. So thank you all for coming today, and we'll announce real soon if there's a change in the date in honor of Sandra's mother turning 100 for next month. And this meeting is officially adjourned.